Good morning, thank you for coming. My name is Moataz Salah, and I'm the CEO of a company called Cyber Talents. We are hosting the career zone in the exhibition area. So if you have any questions regarding the career in cybersecurity, please also visit us after the talk. So till we switch to the talk, today we'll be talking about our experience in doing capture the flag competitions across the MENA region. So we have run around more than 50 competitions in the last few years. To give you a brief about Cyber Talents, so Cyber Talents is mainly a platform to rank the people in cybersecurity across the MENA region and even across the globe by running capture the flag competitions. And then we help them to get recruited either part-time or full-time in different companies. Thank you. So just a quick brief about me. I have around 13 years of experience in cybersecurity. I have founded Cyber Talents a few years ago. And I'm also, we're having a conference in Egypt called the Cairo Security Camp. So happening next December. This is the 9th year for the conference. And this is where, in the conference, this is where we started to run all this CTF. We have been running CTF in the conference since 2011. And we find it a very effective way to discover talents in this domain. So first, we're building a context about what we are doing. So why we are doing CTF, why we are having this problem. The idea is that all people talking about the skills shortage about in cybersecurity, but just last month, it have been released by IC Square, the latest statistics about the actual today what we have. So today we have 3 million security professionals in shortage across the globe. The other statistic will take about next year we will having a shortage, the year after we're having more shortage, but now it has been announced by IC Square in the latest report in last October that we are having around 3 million cybersecurity professionals in lack. So we have unfilled positions, 3 million unfilled positions in different countries. These are how it is distributed. So in Asia Pacific only we have more than 2 million job positions. This is maybe because we are having India there and different countries that have a large population. But for Europe and Middle East and Africa, we have nearly more than average 150,000 unfilled positions. And this is where the area that Cyber Talents are trying to help by using discovering the CTFs. So as I mentioned, we found that the CTF is a kind of solution which is very effective to discover talents, the people that already have talents in this region. The second thing is to motivate more people to participate in this domain, because what we are having in the future is that where this gap is continuing to happening, and when there is a kind of competition that motivate people to attend and join, this also bring more people interested and in the beginner phase to join the competitions. And what's most important thing also is to promote and recognize the existing talents. And what's very interesting here is that people in cybersecurity, although that they need already having good salary and good packages, but they also need, even sometimes more than a salary, to have a kind of recognition between their peers. So we see that the capture the flag competitions model is bringing this recognition aspects to the game. So throughout my presentation in the coming few minutes, I will try to cut 5 minutes because I run a conference, as I told you, so I know when we are behind the schedule, we want to keep schedule, so I will save 5 minutes for keeping the schedule. So all the insights, I will have only 5 insights from the competitions that we run in the last few years. It's nearly, today we have around 9,000 talents on Cyber Talents on the platform, distributed between the different countries, mainly in Arab region. 7 Arab countries. So the competitions that we run in Egypt, UAE, Morocco, Sudan, Jordan, Sultanate Oman. There are other one countries that I can't remember, but to be sure that this not includes Saudi Arabia. So we didn't do any competition yet in Saudi Arabia. We hope we could do it in 2019, but all the statistics and the insight doesn't include Saudi Arabia, which is also have a lot of population, a lot of talents that can give more insight about this. So this is how the CTF that we run looks. So what we have been doing is that we run a national CTF in every country. So we have, for example, UAE national CTF, Egypt national CTF, Jordan, and then the winner of every country travel to play a regional competition between the teams who win in every country, and then the winner of the regional travel to Japan to play with an international competition by Trend Micro. So we also try to bring some fun games during the competition, like the lock picking challenges. Those are pictures from different competitions that we run. This one was from Morocco, the other from Sudan and Egypt. The one at the last slide was in United Arab Emirates also. So the first insight that we would like to mention here is the gender insight. The number of males that participate in our competition is nearly 88% from the total number of talents that we have, and the females is only 12%. Although they have a trend now that the number of women in cybersecurity is not large enough across the globe, but our numbers here in Middle East compared to the numbers in US and Europe is still less than the number there. So for example, now in US and Europe, the number between 20-25%, the number of females that are participating in the such activities. But in what we have here, we have only and something interesting here is that when we do sometimes we do orientation sessions in universities, so we find a lot of females attending the sessions, even more than males. But when we do the real competition, a physical one event, the females don't show up, which makes us think about why is this happening. Maybe it's kind of a culture thing that women would like to compete with males, afraid that they have been compared with the level of people with male. But this is actually what that's happening now. So for example, if we have 100 people participating in the competition, we might have only 10, 12 of them are females. That's why I wanted let us think about doing a specific competition for women, only for women in cybersecurity. And this is what we will launch it in the conference that we'll have in 15th of December. It will be the first one in MENA. And the winner of this competition is open for anyone or any female to participate. And the winner of this competition will travel to the box in Amsterdam. Its flight and ticket and accommodation and everything to attend in Hack in the Box in Amsterdam next May 2019. And also we are planning with the Women in Cybersecurity Middle East group here to make also another competition here in Dubai in February 2019. We're still in talking with them, but we plan to do something like this next year also, inshallah. And also when I think about this also, if you the competition is like a sport. So when you think like Olympics games or something, so swimming, when we go for swimming, only the close. Okay, yeah, that's better. So when you're thinking about the Olympics games or something like this, you'll find that the women are competing with women and male are competing with a male. So for me, competitions or CTF is like a sports game. So we will give it a try to see how women will show up and appear. So I also tell people or ladies, if you would like to participate, please participate in this one. For the age, this is also the second insight. So we have been noticed that the people participating in CTF is nearly 90% of these people between 18 and 34, distributed between even nearly 50% of them are students or at least fresh graduates who are participating in such competition. And then from 25 or 35, which is people are, let's say, in junior, senior position, but after 35, people start to be, let's say, more lazy to participate in such competitions, or they are not seeking for the recognition that the competition is building. So you have already a job, you are maybe moving to a management position, so you're not seeking for the recognition. So we have been seeing that the age since students and fresh graduates. This is the second insight that we have been seeing in the last few year competition. So talent heat map by countries, and this is also, as I mentioned, this is not including Saudi Arabia because didn't do Saudi Arabia. But if you have a look also about the heat map of the talents in the countries in the MENA region, so it's also related by the population, the number of people. So for example, in Egypt, the number of people participating in CTF, 36% of the total 9,000 people we are talking about is 36% from Egypt. This is because Egypt has a population of 100 million person. In UAE or other Gulf regions, the number of population is less. However, we can be able, so instead of Egypt, we can compare the other numbers together. So for example, in UAE, we have 6.5% from UAE, from the outside, with 9,000 talents that we have, 4% in Oman and 4.5% in Morocco. And this shows that the government or the entities that looking for cybersecurity strategies in these countries, especially in UAE, is doing some great jobs at providing people to participate and join in such competitions. About the skills, we have also noticed that the number one skill that all people participate or have a large number of people in is web security. So all people know about WASP top 10 and the web vulnerabilities, maybe because it has the largest number of jobs that people can reach after that as penetration testing or something. But then the number two is digital forensics, and number three is malware analysis. So if you distribute the population or the number of talents that we have on the platform with the skills, you find that, and this was very interesting for me, that digital forensics comes second after the web security. And when we go deep in this, we find out that some universities here and in some other countries also, they teach digital forensics in their class, in cybersecurity, in masters or something like this. So you teach digital forensics, and less people take lessons in malware reverse engineering or something like that. Also because it's kind of, which is not true, but kind of for some people it's easier to get into digital forensics because it use a lot of tools and something like this, other than malware reverse engineering. So that's not actually true, but it needs to know more assembly, more coding stuff, or more background to get into the cybersecurity or to get into the malware reverse engineering. Otherwise, than digital forensics, people can go directly to the field. Of course, at the beginner level, of course. So we have also some general challenges that we have been facing, which is the language barrier. So all the challenge that we have and all even the interface of the competition is in English, but we have seen that some people, because we have been monitoring also what people are doing, so I've seen that some people are translating the platform and translating the challenges into Arabic, and some also maybe in Morocco they also translate it into English, to French. So although this problem might not having here in UAE a lot, as people speak English frequently, but in other countries like Egypt, Jordan, and maybe in other countries also, so they translate the challenges and the description to different language, which although the tools that they use, for example, when you write a code or something, you write it in English. It's the language of any language is PHP or C, whatever. Don't have it in Arabic or something. But still, they still more comfort to see the challenges and see the things in their own language. The second challenge that also we have is the ethical behavior. So yes, the CTF is a way to discover talents, and it's very effective. However, it is not the only way or the unique way only to land people in jobs, because some people that we have on the platforms, they don't have the ethical behavior, or they can't miss some communication skills that you can't onboard them in a corporate environment. And we have a lot of stories around this ethical behavior, but in a nutshell about the fifth insight about that is that not all the talents that appear in our world rank, that you'll be able to solve the challenges and working well, they can be landing in jobs in a corporate environment. And that's why maybe something like bug bounty programs and this stuff is working good, because you just do the jobs and I don't need to see you or don't need to meet you. I just do the jobs and get paid for it. But yeah, for corporate environment, it's not yet the best thing. So what's the next thing? So for now we are preparing, as I mentioned, we are doing the Women in Cybersecurity CTF in Egypt in 15th of December, and we are also planning one in Dubai here in February. But also we plan to do CTF for schools. So we're looking for long-term plans so that the people to get introduced to the cybersecurity program earlier before they go to universities, so that they can know that we need you, we need more people to join this field, and we start to do CTF for schools. I know there is already one happening here in UAE, which is CyberQuest, but doing the regional thing or the global thing, so that when you compete here, you'll be able to qualify to the next round and regionally, and then the next one internationally. This is what we are trying to do with the CTF for schools. Also, we have noticed very important thing is that although there are some skills characteristics with people working in cybersecurity, like being persistent, like being kind of problem solving, so this kind of characteristics for the person, and the knowledge you can gain it then after this. So we started to run some boot camps with people who are literally know nothing about cybersecurity, to engage them to start doing the CTF and start to learn. So again, the objective is not to play the CTF. The objective is to enter the cybersecurity field from an interesting way, instead of taking a course and getting into a class or something. It's having more gamification model of doing learning. So we have been saying we have done some boot camps. So we are saying when we do a boot camp, we distribute it by days. So for example, one day we have day for web security, another day for digital forensics, and a third day maybe for malware analysis. We have been saying that people getting out of the boot camps are more active and more effective to participate in the competition, although they have known nothing about cybersecurity before entering these boot camps. So we have done some boot camps before, and nearly 80 or 85% of those people who attended the boot camp will be able to participate in the competitions, even outside of our platforms. You can start to go to CTF time and participate in different competition across. So we are also organizing a boot camp as a preparation for the Women in Cybersecurity CTF in Dubai that will happening in February. So we're preparing one to happening in Jan, so that all ladies who would like to participate in the Women in Cybersecurity CTF can attend this kind of boot camp and get introduced to what they need to get into the field. So I guess that's for me. If someone have questions, I can get you. If you have any questions, yeah, please.
Well, wait a minute for the microphone, please.
So hello, my name is Hanafi. I'm part of the crew. So we have been running CTF for the past almost 10 years, and I have questions for like, how do you measure the skills of the talents? I mean, like, how do you know if he is really good, or yeah, something like that. I see, like, what? For the students, how do you know if he is understand what he does and what he do, like before he get a job, something like that. So
yeah, so other than the normal competition, we have something called the public challenge. So the public challenge is that we push every week new challenge, and we have this kind of world rank that ranks the people. So every challenge, when we build the challenge, it is not the way the CTF and DEF CON is happening. So we build the challenge as a test to measure the skills in a certain subject. It has to be different levels. No, it's not different levels. Especially here in this region, people are new to CTF. So if we go to DEF CON style, they will not solve anything. So we want to take it step by step with them. So, for example, this challenge, it's covering only SQL injection. This challenge is covering only cross-site scripting. So if you'll be able to solve this one, then you have the skills needed in SQL injection to recover. And then what we go with the jobs, when you have the companies that would like to recruit someone, we filter the people who solve, for example, if I need someone in app security, I filter all the people who solve challenges in the web domain security, for example, who knows the OWASP top 10 and this stuff. Then it's not only that, but then they go to the normal interview process, then, but it's kind of way to source people quickly. Because we have also noticed that there are a lot of talents that exist here in this region, and they are not even graduated from computer science or not graduated from any engineering. In Egypt, the winner of our competition, Egypt National CTF, he's a student in a pharmaceutical university. So very far from this, and he will not be even show up to the CVs at jobs unless he participated in something like this. Yeah. Any questions?
So we have more questions.
Probably it's more of a comment. I would say I'm heading the CyberQuest, by the way. Thank you for mentioning it. So we've got our students participating as well in Hack in the Box. Yeah. And CyberQuest we've been running for the high school, and we are going to the 6th graders for the last 5 years. So, and by the way, this year we've got for the first time women winning in the competition. Yeah, so that was great. A big achievement for CyberQuest women actually, or girls actually winning. Yeah. So, great with what you're doing. Thank you so much. There are great insights, and I can see there will be some collaborations that we're looking forward actually.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the comment. Thank you.
So I see some more questions in the room. We still have time because we're waiting for the next speaker to come in.
Thank you. Thank you for all the insights to start with. And it's really great to hear that, the ladies are doing very well now with the CTF. My question is about the women CTF or ladies CTF, because now it's a trend. Everybody's talking about women in cyber and so on. So, not to be too blunt, but are you doing this just because it's a trend, or is there something specific behind this? Is it going to be helping them in a different way than a regular CTF is? What's the point really of doing this for ladies only?
Okay, so as I mentioned, the reason why we did this, I mentioned in the slide, is that we will be able to see that when we go to orientation session, a lot of ladies appear, but when we go to the competitions, they don't come. So we thought that one of the reasons, not all females, but because some people attend, but maybe some of them, it is not comfort to compete with males for this. The reason is what we are doing is that we are building different access for doing CTF, so that later those women can also participate in the mainstream one competition. So they can participate in the UAE national CTF that we run, or the global one, to increase the number of women in the main competitions that we are doing. And that's why also we are doing the school one, because also in one of the competitions we have some high school players, but this is because it's a kind of an exception. So we want to build on this also, is to make also another competition for schools, so that they can, if we have some good of them appear, they can also participate in the mainstream competition. So this is a kind of way of marketing or bringing more audience to the mainstream competition and make it more bigger. But not for trend, yeah.
So, any more questions?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you as well. It was a great talk.